Hello, yes, new Commander Lukozer Elite Dangerous video. I'm sure that will shock the living fuck out of you all. So, for the last few videos, I've been going on about how I plan to get another new ship for my third ship. Which will essentially finish my fleet, I guess you could call it. Well, I didn't stick around Shinrata Desra for long, no surprise there, and came back to Nahet, where, shock horror, I am once again. And when I arrived in Nahet, I did buy my new ship, which was a Cobra. Needless to say, it did not remain a Cobra for very long. I took it to Diaguandri, and from there to Lembava, and the results of that is that the Cobra got quite a hefty upgrade. Now you're probably thinking, well, where is this new ship? Well, this is the new ship. It is an Anaconda. If we take a look in the shipyard, the stored ship in this system is the Diamondback, and my other Anaconda is in Lyabes. Now that one, the one in Lyabes, is the all-rounder Anaconda that I've been using for fuck knows how long. And that one needs a bit of a refit because it's becoming my combat specialist ship. It doesn't actually need a hell of a lot done. All it's going to have is the B4 shield cell banks are being replaced with B6. The A5 fuel scoop is being replaced with an A6, and it's going to have an A4 frameshift drive interdictor, and that's pretty much all it needs doing to it. So it will still have cargo capacity, a pretty reasonable amount actually. It will have 160 tons. I may replace some of that cargo capacity with the hull reinforcement packages, but I mean it would be good for it to still have at least some cargo capacity in case I scoop up any cargo from any ships I destroy in it. But that's what I have planned for that. Now that of course costs quite a bit. I need, you can see my credits are absolutely nosedived. I was at just over 182 million. I'm now down to 21.5 million. I need something in the region of 65 million in order to do those upgrades to the all-rounder to turn it into the combat Anaconda. So I've got a bit of a grind to go. I've only just got this amount, doing a bit of trading, because when I finished getting my second Anaconda, I didn't have enough to cover the rebuy costs of the combat Anaconda. So that became a priority. Now that it's been done, I've my next target is to get around 65 million, take the all-rounder to merchant bankers space, and get those 3 upgrades done. Now with regards to this, whoops, wrong one, actually let's just, alright. With regards to this Anaconda, this is my trade / mining Anaconda. Now, it's still something of a work in progress. It's weapons, there will be some changes to the weapons, but they are certainly not bad. So we have the same gimbaled class 4 cannon in the huge hardpoint that the combat Anaconda has, but in the large hardpoints they are all gimbaled class 3 pulse lasers, which may not sound like much, but believe me, they can do a fair bit. And we have the gimbaled class 2 cannon here, and we have a mining laser class 2, and then 2 cannon turrets in the class 1 slots. Now, as far as the utility mounts go, I don't really need an awful lot there. So what I did, I've noticed that a lot of NPC ships have started using missiles against larger vessels, so particularly Anacondas. So I've made sure that I am well protected from those with 4 carefully placed point defense turrets. So we have one at the rear. It's in the bottom right. No, that's bottom left. No, it isn't. Fuck it hell. Okay, I may actually have put that point defense turret in the wrong place. No, I haven't. Right. Yeah, I'm with it now. So at the rear, in the bottom left and top right, and then at the front, top left and bottom right. So I'm well covered, well protected as far as missile attacks goes. The other utility slots all have A-rated shield boosters. So I have 4 shield boosters and 4 point defense turrets. The shield boosters will give me 80% extra shield strength, which is fine, especially as I'm not going to be taking this Anaconda into any war zones or anything. This is purely defensive measures. If I'm in, say, a high intensity resource extraction site, and some fuckers decide they want to try a bit of me, I can, I am perfectly capable of defending myself. Now, as far as the internal components go, so we have a C8 power plant. Originally it was a D, but I did have some spare credits left over, so I thought, fuck it, I'll bump up the power to a C. Thrusters are D7, which sounds terrible, but in fact it's perfectly okay. Frameshift drive, of course, A6, I need that. So it means that fully laden I have 18.18 light years, which is fine. Unladen, I'm not likely to do too many unladen journeys, but 26.8 light year unladen, that's more than fine. That's only, it's less than 4 light years less than my Diamondback Explorer. Life support is a D5 as always. Power distributor is D8. This is one that I'm not too keen on. I don't like only having D8s. I want an A8. This place does have it. At the moment I can't afford it. Even if I could, I wouldn't buy it here. Obviously, I'll piss off back to Diaguanji to get it. But it's not a priority at the moment. The power I've got is more than okay. I mean, I'm using 26.59 out of 30. So there is plenty of power there, which means that although the distributor isn't great by any stretch of the imagination, it's more than adequate at the moment anyway. Sensors are at D8. Don't really need them. I probably will upgrade them in the future to A's, simply because it will give me better range when I am in particularly the high intensity resource extraction sites. Fuel tank is at 32. I'm thinking of lowering it, but at the moment, no. As far as the internals go, no surprise, most of it is cargo. In fact, everything from this top E7 to the last but one E5 or class 5 are all cargo racks, so it gives me a total of 388. Now I have had more than that in the past, but actually tell a lie, those alone don't. There's also the bottommost one here, that gives me a total of 388. Now so I have had Anacondas with more cargo space than this, but well, as you can see, there are other things that I fitted which I consider quite important. I do need a shield generator of some kind, so an A5 is there. Not fantastic shields, but more than enough to protect this thing when I'm, you know, trying to see off anybody who wants to try and pirate stuff off me. The refinery, of course I went with the A4, that's the top of the shop. Now the Olympic controllers are a different matter, because I mean I've only got class 4 slots free, and of course the Olympic controllers are only available in class 1, class 3 or class 5, that's it. So there's no class 2s, and worst for me, there's no class 4s. So although these are class 4 compartments, I can only fit class 3 controllers, Olympic controllers to them. So I've got the collector Olympic controller, for obvious reasons, it just makes mining so much easier. And then the prospector Olympic controller, which well, I say for mining at the moment it's not going to do a great deal. Once 1.4 goes live, it will make a big difference, so I've decided to get ahead of the game and pick one of those up while I could. So that is the loadout. Let's just finish with the old decals and whatever. But that is the loadout of the trade stroke mining Anaconda. Now I don't yet have any limpets in my cargo capacity, simply because the only time I'm going to use them is when I'm going mining, so I'm not going to bother picking up any until, you know, I'm going to head to a mining site. And of course all you do is just buy limpets, you don't buy them for the specific you know, controller, whether it's prospector or collector. So I'm quite okay with that. So what I plan to do is when I head to a mining area, I'll just fill the cargo hold with 388 limpets, use them while I'm out there, and then when I come back I can sell all of the limpets that I haven't used, along with whatever cargo I've been able to pick up in my mining run. So the stats then, the rebuy cost of this Anaconda is 6.2 million, which compared to my combat Anaconda is tiny. But I dare say, I mean, 6.2 million is not exactly a small amount to cover for your ship insurance. Balance, as I say, 21.5 million, not fantastic, but that will go up at a pretty decent rate. Ranks, well, obviously the combat rank hasn't changed because it can't. Trade rank has gone up another couple of percentages, I think, no, just one, to 4%. Explorer rank is still 28%, although I have been to a few unknowns. Coming back from well, actually not coming back from Diaguantry. Once I left Diaguantry I went to systems controlled by Fat Bastard and bought my cargo racks from there, so I could get them even cheaper. So coming back from Alliance Space back to Lyabes, which was my destination when coming back to Imperial Space, I had to pass through Federation Space, and did a couple of missions while I was there, and the net result is that I've got my Federation reputation back up to Allied, where it is likely to stay for all of about a day and a half, I think, before it will drop back down to friendly again. Nothing else has changed there. It's, you know, Allied Post Commander, Allied Prince and friendly, so no surprise. Likewise, nothing new has happened with regards to permits, so it's still only 15. Only 15 will certainly do. I do plan on getting more permits, obviously, but not at the moment. I have other more important things. So, the stats. Current assets while in this ship have nosedived big time as a result of my very large spending spree. So current assets are at 188.5 million. Credit spent on ships has shot up, as you can imagine, to 688.6 million. Credit spent on outfitting has also shot up to 3.9 billion. Credits on repairs 26.7 million. Credit spent on fuel 1.9 million. Credit spent on munitions 1.6. Still just 2 insurance claims totaling 9.7 million. I think that's the thing that I'm most pleased with, is the fact that I managed to get to the elite combat rank and only had 2 insurance claims on the way, and one of them was due to me fucking up like a total prick. So combat, obviously the combat bonds haven't changed. They're still at 5,607 with a profit of 117.3. Bounties claimed has gone up a little bit, so they are now at 5,771 with profits from bounties at 153.4 million. The thing that surprises me the most is the fact that combat bonds are now just, you know, 164 behind bounties. I did not expect them to be that close. Now the profit from assassinations and the high single reward are both wrong. I mentioned that in the previous video. So profits from assassinations is at 33.2. It should be at 34.5, but oh well. The highest single reward is up to 906,865, but again it should be at 1.3 million. Just for some reason it didn't show there. Crime, I've had another couple of fines. In fact, I think I've still got to pay. Yeah, I've still got to pay one of them off. The 200 credit fine there. So 86 fines issued, worth 26,500. Still just one bounty against me, worth 200. Smuggling, I haven't done any. Black market network still 5. Black market profit still 231,720. Commodity smuggled is still 401. Average profit is still 7,990, and high single transaction is still 86,400. Right, trading. This has gone up a little bit. Market network has passed the 200 mark, so it is now at 203. Trading profit of 396.8 million. Commodities traded of 429,533. Average profit is continuing to go up, 173,081. I am extremely pleased with that. Highest single transaction is 1,059,712 still. If my current Anaconda, my trade Anaconda, had a slightly larger cargo capacity, I would be beating that. But it doesn't, so I'm not. Mining, even though this is set up for mining, I haven't done any more yet, so profit from mining is still at 26,731, and fragments mined is still at 43 tons. Finally, with the exploration, systems visited is now up to 2,661. Profits from exploration is at 28.5 million. Level 2 detail scans hasn't changed since 1.3 started, So they are still at 608, and level 3 detail scans has broken the 5,000 mark, so 5,002. So that is where I am at. So I do have my cargo, I think, yep, bioreducing lichen, and I am heading to Lyabes, I think, yep. What I am going to do is check, yeah, so since I got Combat Elite I haven't been back to Dakshmandi. I buggered off out of there straight away, and so I haven't done anything there for 2 days, but I'm still in the top 5% with my 45.9 million contributed to that. But it has finally reached the first tier, which means that after all that waiting, all that combat, I'm going to be getting a reward of 2.5 million. What a fucking waste of time. There is still 1 day, 19 hours to go. It seems as though that event is just never ending. This other one that I also signed up at Mask, I've still not done anything there, and I'm not going to. So, yeah, bollocks to it. Anyway, so Lyabes is our destination. Now I thought that with D4 thrusters, and the fact that I am so used to the, not D4, you know, D-rated thrusters, and the fact that I am so used to A-rated thrusters would mean that I am going to have a hell of a time piloting the train Anaconda. In fact, there's nothing of the sort. I find it's almost exactly the same, it's just a bit slower. The ridiculous thing is that this Anaconda, with only D-rated thrusters, and when fully laden with 388 tons of cargo, goes at the same speed as the new Fed gunship does if it's been upgraded to A-rated everything. And believe me, that is not testament to how fast this ship is. And that is most definitely a perfect illustration of how ridiculously slow the Federation gunship is. Federal gunship, I should say. Right, off we go.
Drive charging.
Now let's face it, trading is a grind, and it's not a huge amount of fun, but at the moment I have to do it because I want to, well, firstly because I needed to make sure the rebuy cost of the Combat Anaconda was covered, but secondly, I'm sick of conflict zones, so I fancy a break from them, and well, this is certainly a break from conflict zones. And well, that's pretty much it really. And of course, with the route that I'm doing at the moment, I make profits pretty quickly. I'm making roughly 1.8 million every every 3 stops. So yeah, I may as well make my money risk-free by doing this. Eventually I will do a mining run, so I've got a pretty good mining location. I said before, I'm not revealing where it is for a couple of reasons, but the most important one is that the person who gave it to me asked me not to, so I won't. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably head out there, give it a bash. If I find anything decent, I'll just do a video showing what I've been able to get and seeing how much we make for it all. I don't think I will have the patience though to stay in a mining area until I've got 388 tons, because that would probably drive me around the bend more than you know, exploration runs. Speaking of exploration runs, Commander Ripperjack is almost back in populated space. He's been doing a run that took him about 13 or 14,000 light years away from the populated zone, and he's been, well, judging by some of his messages, I think he's been driven mad by it, but he's now desperate to get back to the populated area and sell his data to various different systems so that he can benefit from it in more ways than one, not just his exploration rank. He's also looking to use it to grab permits. The weird thing is that he's been saying stuff like, it feels like it's cheating. It feels like it's taking, you know, using an exploit.
Landing gear deployed.
But of course it's not. I mean, it's in the game by design. It's just the fact that, you know, instead of selling him all the data in one place and selling it to the first place you come along, you're choosing to sell it somewhere where you can benefit from it in, you know, additional ways, not just from getting you know, your exploration profits and exploration rank up. And there's no doubt he will make it to at least Pioneer, and probably quite a hefty percentage past Pioneer. I don't think he's done enough to make it to Elite, but he'll be pretty close to it. Anyway, of course, always check the Liabees bulletin board. I'll definitely do that one, because there are always a decent number of charity missions, donation missions, which help towards the next rank, which of course I am, or next naval rank, which I am certainly keen to get, because that will mean I've reached the top naval rank. I didn't bother checking this one because they want food, and on my route I don't get any. I mean, I could adjust the route slightly and you know, buy food from Food Dork, but I can't be asked. So we are up to just 5,000 shy of 22 million. This next run will see me smash past that. In fact, this next run will see me pass 23 million. So anyway, you know this route because you've seen me do it before, so I don't see any reason to continue boring you with this trade video. So there you go, that is where I am at the moment. But if any of you are in conflict zones that are close to me, and if I'm in the mood for it and decide I can be bothered, then drop us a line if you need a wingman or something, and I'll head out there in the combat Anaconda and we'll see what we can do. But in the meantime, that's this video done, so go away.